Colleague as well at ESPN, trying to revive this Duke program, and we are underway. Kitley jumping center for Virginia Tech. They're wearing the white uniforms this evening. Take a look at the Duke starting five. Akinbade James is starting, and not Jade Williams, who at 6'5" is the tallest player on this roster.
Well, Duke electing to go to Celeste Taylor early in the game, early in the clock. I think she's going to have to get a lot of touches and find some confidence on the offensive end of the floor.
And Elizabeth Kitley turned the ball over right off the bat. There's a good look at Liz, who is coming off a season and career high tying 34 points against Florida State in what Coach Kenny Brooks said was their most complete game of the season. They put up 92 points against the Seminoles.
92 points, had 5 in double figures, really great balanced attack.
And that is Vanessa DeJesus running the point, sophomore from California. The Virginia Tech starting five, Kiana Traylor getting the start. The four position has been a fluid situation for Virginia Tech this season. There is Kenny Brooks, in his 6th season in charge at Virginia Tech, was able to take them to the NCAA tournament after quite a drought. 4-time Coach of the Year in the CAA, some terrific seasons with James Madison University, also in Virginia. And a travel out on the perimeter by DeJesus. Lawson talking about how her team still trying to figure some things out. A lot of new faces trying to mesh together. And Kitley, you would think they'd have some success posting her up.
Yeah, certainly. You look at the turnover numbers right here. Virginia Tech doesn't turn the ball over very often. But Duke doesn't really have an interior presence, not like you would typically see offensively or defensively. Maybe one of the reasons that they elected to go with Akinbade James, give a little bit more length inside, a little bit more mobility.
Akinbade James at 6'3". Georgia Amor, the Australian point guard, number 5 in white, leading the offense for Tech, and one of the players that Coach Kenny Brooks said he would like to get more scoring production to complement Shepard and Kitley. There's Asia Shepard with the miss. Kitley can't come up with the rebound. And now Duke looking to push, and that's the second time they've gotten DeJesus for shuffling her feet on the perimeter.
Well, that traveling call and the emphasis, point of emphasis on the catch before the shot, making sure that you get your feet set, making sure you're not shuffling before you take off, and we've seen 3 of them already in this ballgame.
Yeah, and you already mentioned that turnovers have hurt Duke. They're averaging 18 per game. Kitley, good look, and a good result, showing a little bit of her range and mobility.
Yeah, I like that play, going right at Akinbade James, putting her in a screening action off the ball, trying to get Kitley an easy touch.
Kitley gets Tech on the scoreboard for the first time as you take a look at her very impressive season numbers, almost averaging a double-double, also a proficient shot blocker. And out in the perimeter, there's a charge call. They're going to get Taylor for extending her arm.
Well, Celeste Taylor trying to attack the paint. Good job defensively by King to just be in position, beating her to the spot.
Yeah,
didn't look like a ton of contact right there.
Not at all, right? She did not extend her arm. Pardon me, maybe got her shoulder ducked down a little bit, and that is the third Duke turnover now in the first couple of minutes of this ball game.
And if that was Celeste Taylor on that foul, that's 2.
And it was, and it is. Already a short bench.
Yep, I was going to say, you're already seeing the impact of not having Cheyenne Day Wilson to come in off the bench.
Asia Shepherd goes to the free throw line. Taylor on the bench for Goodchild with the 2 personal fouls. And Virginia Tech has not been awesome at the free throw line. And one of the big reasons was that Elizabeth Kitley had been really struggling. Shepherd has not missed a free throw this season, but Kitley, gosh, was shooting in the 30% before she went 8 for 10 against Florida State to really get things going. Coach Kenny Brooks tweaked her free throw routine, and it worked against Florida State.
She's a player who shot it at 78% last year, so it's not like she needed a whole lot, but mentally it gave her a different look and maybe a different feel as Balagoon gets a nice backdoor cut.
And Balagoon, transferring from Louisville, also played for Georgia Tech, the first women's player to ever suit up for 3 different ACC schools.
I certainly don't think she'll be the last, the way the transfer portal is now.
Things are always in motion with that. Balagoon missed on that attempt. King is such a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, you have to know where she is in transition. That was such a good push by Virginia Tech, but if you're Duke, you have to locate King on the 3-point line.
93% of every field goal she has made in college has been from 3. 93%.
That is an incredible stat to me.
And she got her first one tonight. Teams similar, they both have that 3-point attack. Akinbadi James able to get inside to get her first basket.
And you're right, they are similar in the way that they shoot the 3. They're also similar in the way that they move the ball around the perimeter. Both teams are at their best when the ball is getting side to side. It's not sticking in one person's hands for too long, getting a lot of movement.
Shepherd had her 3 attempt blocked by Balagoon, who brings the ball up. And both coaches talk about the fluidity in their offense, how important that is. Balagoon takes another shot, this one off the mark. King quickly gets it over to Amor, her point guard. A couple of Aussies out there, and Amor and Goodchild for Duke. Boy, that was good defense, it seemed to be, right, by Akinbadi James, but Kitley just was able to step away.
Better offense. Better offense. You know, when Kitley can shoot that little turnaround fadeaway off of the one leg, I mean, that's a European-style shot, right? We saw Dirk Nowitzki perfected it, but she's able to shoot those shots. You cannot contest those.
Well, just such a dangerous player. And then the foul counted. Balagoon has been very aggressive offensively. She'll be shooting a free throw when we come back. In the middle, the point guard for Virginia Tech from Australia had not seen her family in 2 years. That's her sister, as they were greeted at the airport. Her mom and dad coming all the way from Victoria in Australia, her brother. Very emotional scene, and because of COVID, she was unable to travel back. Family couldn't come here last year. It's great stuff.
Gosh, it really is. What an happy, emotional occasion for Georgia Amor.
And Coach Kenny Brooks said it warmed his heart to see that, and thought that Georgia's been playing more relaxed. Had a very good game against Florida State. Their last game went 3 for 3 with 11 points, and actually tied a career high with 5 threes. I shorted her with that one, and then scored 20 points. So Amor, her family in town for a couple of weeks at least during the holiday, and that's just unimaginable. Not only do you not see them for 2 years, they're literally on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, and Kenny Brooks had talked to us about that, you know, before the Tennessee game, and was just talking about, you know, how hard it is, how hard COVID was for everybody, but Georgia Amor being so far away from her family, and you know, what an awesome, amazing opportunity now for them to be able to share this collegiate basketball experience with her.
You know, last year at Castle, when family could not be there were cardboard cutouts of her family that were there, and Georgia actually stayed with the Kitley family, Elizabeth Kitley's family, last year when the whole COVID madness started in 2020. But nice that her family was able to come over, and they saw their daughter play really well against Florida State. Tech here with a 1-point lead. As Duke forced the turnover that time. Jesus. Get it inside, unable to finish. King gets the rebound. And now Amor pushes it, waits for some help. It's Tech right now playing without Kitley, who is getting a break on the bench. Amor got fouled on her way to the bucket. ACC Network has you covered after the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl tonight between Pittsburgh and Michigan State at 10:30 Eastern. The Huddle crew has a 1-hour post-game show with a full game breakdown. You can always watch in the ESPN app from anywhere, one app, one tap. Pitt representing the ACC. Big day in college football tomorrow with 2 semifinal games. Cincinnati, Alabama, and then Michigan, Georgia.
Who you got, Pam? What were your picks?
I think, well, Cincinnati. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
That is a tough one. Going to be interesting. I mean, first off, I think it's great that Cincinnati got in because I really thought that there would be some way to finagle it to get a Power 5 in there. And so congrats. Luke Fickell's done a great job there. But Alabama, man, they always seem to be playing their best football in January. And we'll see those games tomorrow. I understand Purdue's playing in a bowl game tonight.
Yeah, Purdue's playing in a bowl game tonight. I hear it's a shootout going on yes. in Nashville.
Not a lot of defense, right?
No.
That's the fun stuff. You see that oftentimes in bowl games. Foul on Lytle, who picked up her first personal for Virginia Tech. Kitley back in the game, number 33 in white, the major force for them, and Duke turns it over.
So we've seen Duke turn it over a couple of times, well, 3 times on offensive fouls. Travels, you know, opportunities when you're shorthanded on the offensive end of the floor, when you're struggling to score the basketball, you have to find ways to minimize those kinds of mistakes, to give yourself opportunities.
Duke right now, as you see, with the 5 turnovers, the finish, Asia Gregg unable to do so. Trying to draw the charge, and instead it's a blocking foul. That's a foul, pardon me, on Gregg on the baseline.
When you see the attack right here, fortunately got the foul call because I believe Volker was about to step out of bounds.
Volker, one of 2 freshmen on the roster for Carol Lawson this season, along with Day Wilson, who again did not make the trip, as well as Amani Lewis and Emma Schmidt. All 3 of those players are back in Durham, placed in COVID protocol, so Duke playing shorthanded. Former Dookie Azana Baines, who transferred for Virginia Tech, is unavailable tonight as well for Tech, so Duke down 3 players and Virginia Tech down Baines. Well, I'm sure Baines would have loved to have played against Duke tonight, but unavailable. Not quite sure why. There's Asa Shepard's been a little bit quiet. Kitley, that fadeaway. When she gets that shot off, you just kind of got to hope she misses it at that point, right?
Yeah, and that was defended about as well as you could. You know, you think Finkley Guidi does such a good job of closing the gap once the fade happens to make that a tough look. You know, Duke puts themselves in position. We saw it in the South Carolina game. They struggled offensively, didn't shoot the ball very well, but they put themselves in positions to be successful because defensively, they're pretty locked in. They execute the game plan. They do a good job of making things difficult for their opponents.
Yeah, that's part of what Carol Lawson wants from them night in and night out. As Shepard takes steps, Virginia Tech has gone without a field goal now for the last 3 minutes. In that South Carolina game you referenced, the only loss of the season for Duke, they lost 55-46. Season lows in both points and field goal percentage, not just for Duke, but for South Carolina as well. They held South Carolina to just 55.
Yeah, Carol Lawson did praise her team for their ability to lock into the scouting report, to do what they're asking them to do on the defensive end of the floor. It's certainly been able to put them in positions, you know, throughout the season to be successful.
Signature win so far was against Iowa in early December. They were unranked. That put them into the top 25 where they have not left. Now 15th in the nation. Kitley going to her offhand draws the foul. So we get to see her shoot free throws.
Her first personal foul, 15th foul. At the line for the Hokies, number 33, Liz Kitley, shooting 2.
Kitley in her first 11 games only hit 38% of her free throws, 15 of 39, was 8 for 10 against Florida State. And before and after, on the left, that's what she shot like before Kenny Brooks tweaked her free throw routine. A couple of dribbles, a little hesitation, and then you'll see against Florida State, boom. I said just shoot it like you do when you're on the floor, when you do those jumpers. You catch it, you shoot it, and she has had more success, hit them both on her last trip. So she's now 10 of her last 12 since the tweak.
Gives her less time to think about it. You know, oftentimes when you're shooting free throws or you're at the free throw line, you have too much time to think, and it has been mental for Liz Kitley this season because she hasn't been a very good free throw shooter in the past, right? So it's been mental. So that one dribble quick into your shot like a jump shot gives her less time to think about it and feel a little bit more in a rhythm.
Quick rest for Shepard, who comes back in for Lytle. Last foul on Lytle was her second, so she sits down. Jade Williams, pardon me, at the free throw line. One of the graduates who had come back to play for Duke. She spent her entire career there, missed them both. Williams coming into the game only a 62% free throw shooter. Kitley trying to end the drought and does so. Hit the deck.
You know, Pam, when Virginia Tech struggled offensively against Liberty, the ball was sticking in hand, staying on one side of the floor, wasn't getting from side to side. I like what Kenny Brooks has done in bringing Liz Kitley in the trail position. She sort of initiates offense, and then they come back to her on the backside, so they're getting her moving. They're getting a couple of ball reversals before she's getting a touch inside and getting higher percentage looks, getting defenses to shift.
Yeah, that Liberty loss, they only scored 40 points. That was a couple of days after they lost to Tennessee at home, a game we had on the ACC network, in which Virginia Tech, they were in great position, but then the fourth quarter, things got away from them, and he said Liberty played great, doesn't want to take anything away, but Coach Brooks said it was sort of the classic trap game. You get on the bus a couple days later, you lose a game against a team that was just outside of the top 10. They had exams going on. It was sort of like the perfect storm. Did not play well, and they have bounced back nicely, beating Radford, and then that impressive win against Florida State. The last time they played, that was 11 days ago. Ooh, Jade Williams continuing to struggle at the line. She's missed all 4.
Pam, we've seen across the country struggles at the free throw line.
And why is
free
that?
throws, yeah, I mean, you got to get in there. Everybody wants to work on their skill sets and their moves and all of those things, but work on the fundamentals. Free throws win and lose ball games, and we've seen it so much this season already. Games being lost because of missed free throws.
So an opportunity in the final 30 seconds. Three-point shot. Nailed from the outside by Traylor. The Purdue transfer. And now the shot clock is off for Duke. Melissa with just under 10 seconds left to go. Taylor Guyman getting some playing time. Played 8 games last year, then tore her ACL. Sends Balagoon to the line. Balagoon got off to a good start for this Duke team. Greg coming in.
Kendra Lawson's,
go ahead.
She's running a few things through Balagoon right now. Who had a season high 14 in their last game against Charleston Southern. No Cheyenne Day Wilson, Celeste Taylor on the bench in foul trouble, getting Balagoon some touches early and going at the rim.
And Coach Lawson likes Balagoon at 6'1", says she can be a difficult matchup. 6-point advantage now for Tech. Here's Amor, step back 3. And that puts a capper on the first quarter. Elizabeth Kitley with 8.
Virginia Tech getting her a lot of touches down low. That fadeaway, you just cannot defend that. Then she shows you she can play one-on-one off the bounce. Get her a touch, she'll make something happen.
Elizabeth Kitley's older sister is Raven, and on December 12th in the Radford game, there is Raven along with Coach Kenny Brooks. They had an autism awareness game, and boy, Liz and Raven are close friends. Kenny Brooks, whenever we talk to him, always brings up how important Raven is to the team. And he said the night went better than they could have anticipated. They made sure that it was a quiet environment. They had a safe space for any fans that were overstimulated, but just a great night and a great gesture by the Hokies.
Yeah, what an amazing thing that they can do. And Kenny Brooks talked to us about that before the Tennessee game, how excited he was about that night. And you know, just an awesome opportunity. We see the Kitley family in attendance, as they typically are.
Oh yeah, that's Raven, one of the most important teammates. Ralph, the dad, played at Wake Forest, really good ball player, and then continued to play professionally. And Liz, as the officials are talking about making sure the shot clock is all right. And it was funny, we talked to Coach Kenny Brooks. He said he knew he had a good shot at Liz when he was at an AAU tournament. All these coaches were lined up. Liz went by and stopped after about a few feet, turned around and said, "Hi, Coach," to Kenny. And all the other coaches were like, "Whoa, wait, what?" And he's like, "Oh, I think we got our in." And he was very thrilled to get Elizabeth Kitley to go to Virginia Tech. And he just talked about gushing. He talks about Kitley, who was a 4.0 student in pre-med and works hard, big film studier. And Kitley working hard inside over the double.
Well, players like Elizabeth Kitley, who have such a tough academic load, as you can see her fall class schedule right there: biochemistry, anatomy and lab, world regions, health psychology. I stayed away from all of those. Yes. I can tell you that. But this time of year is the best for them because there's no school. You can just focus on basketball, so your brain gets a chance to sort of decompress, and you can just be free to play.
And Kitley among a couple of players who just hit the deck. Virginia Tech able to come away with the rebound. And he said typically if you go back, this is Kitley's third year that she has struggled in games around exam time, not getting a lot of sleep and studying again. Those are really hard classes. And still is a 4.0 student and a great basketball player. But you're right, now they can just be basketball players. They'll turn around off the rim. Guyman unable to chase it down for Tech.
Duke continues to struggle from the three. Didn't make a three-point shot in the first quarter for the first time this season. Pam, we had them earlier in the year. Their first 10 games, they made a school record 83 threes. Just really struggling from the floor here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. They are 0 for 5, as you see from the graphic. And we remind you that New Year's Day, just a couple of days away, college hoop doubleheader. This is men's basketball, Florida State, NC State at 4 Eastern. Follow that with UVA and Syracuse all coming your way on the ACC Network. ESPN. And Ward and Stephanie White joining you this evening as Liz Kitley heads to the free throw line. It's like a different person.
It's amazing the little mental tricks, and when you find them and they work, what a feeling it is.
And never let them go. She's 4 for 4 from the line tonight. Kitley already into double figures. Asia Shepard just 3 points so far for Tech. All of those coming from the free throw line, but still a 10-point lead. Balagoon kicking it out to DeJesus. Still have not hit a three in this game, and it's Tech basketball.
I thought Balagoon passed up an opportunity for a shot right there at that free throw line jumper. She wasn't ready on the catch. She was open. That's a high percentage look for her.
And you mentioned the last 5 games, her numbers way up. Season high 14 19 against Charleston Southern. Also had 7 rebounds in that game. Greg on the perimeters. Kitley is working really hard. Contact, hits the floor, nothing called.
Travel again.
Travel, wow.
Got to get those feet set. Pick it up in the 1-2.
And turnovers
again,
have been a concern, yep.
They have, and again, you talk about when you're struggling offensively, it's so important to just give yourself a chance. At least for Duke, these have been dead ball turnovers. They haven't been turnovers that allowed Virginia Tech to score in transition, but you still have to give yourself opportunities. The margin for error is small. You've lost your not just best three-point shooter, but leading scorer off the bench in Cheyenne Day Wilson, who's home in COVID protocols. Celeste Taylor on the bench with 2 fouls. So finding opportunities to score is important.
Taylor only played a couple of minutes before she picked up 2 fouls, did not score. DeJesus able to get on the score sheet. Had been an 11-2 run since Kitley came back into the game. And
watch the stagger screen on the backside. I like it when they run those back screens for Kitley.
Amor got hammered. Pardon me, not Amor. That's Traylor.
Kayana Traylor is really good at getting to the rim and attacking. Lexi Gordon getting her with the body.
That was on Gordon. That is her first. Traylor, her first year at Virginia Tech, played 3 seasons at Purdue. Coming in also Emily Lytle from Liberty, averaging 6 points per game. Lytle and Baines had been shuffling between themselves at the 4 spot. Azana Baines not available for Virginia Tech this evening. That was a physical, hard screen out on the perimeter that sent Amor down. Kitley able to wrestle the rebound away. Kitley.
Oh, great pass.
Basket's good for Liz Kitley. She was fouled on the shot and will attempt to block free throw.
What a great pass. I mean, Georgia Amor is under control, comes back like she's about to shoot the reverse and finds Kitley streaking to the rim. That's just a great look.
Back to her old self at the free throw line. Kitley delivers to complete the 3-point play after the Finkley foul. And it gives Virginia Tech a big 13-point cushion. And Duke's not getting a lot of second chance opportunities when they do miss.
No, they're not. And, you know, right now Virginia Tech is making it tough on Duke. They're taking early shots, open shots. You know, Kara Lofton talked to us about the fact that Duke came out shooting really hot first 10 games of the year, and they've struggled a little bit recently. And she says, I like our shot. I'm not ready to challenge our shot selection. We've been able to keep ourselves in ball games because of our defense. I'm not really sure the identity of this team yet. We're still learning each other. I'm still learning them. They're learning one another. So really continuing to just give them confidence in taking their open shots.
But right now, Duke shooting just 24% from the floor. They are trailing by 13. Big part of that arsenal, the leading scorer, Day Wilson, not able to play. Last 7 games was averaging over 15 points per game. At 19 in that big win against Iowa. We saw her against South Carolina. And that's the thing about the kid. She's fearless. She's a freshman, but just goes out, plays basketball. And Amor from up top.
You're right, she's fearless. She plays the game. She's a playmaker. You know, without Day Wilson on the floor, there's really no playmaker for Duke. I mean, not just playmaking for herself, but playmaking for others, forcing defenses to break down. Duke doesn't have that when she's not on the floor.
Duke has missed 12 of its last, make that 13 of its last 15 shots with that miss. They have gone cold. It's a 19-4 Virginia Tech run. Kitley not on the floor right now for Tech, and the nice block. Balagoon able to come out and swat that away. Georgia Amoore doing some nice things tonight.
She sure is. Look at that. She loves the dime. Kitley in the finish. Georgia Amoore's family's in town, and she's having some fun.
Welcome back. That is Carol Lawson, and her team has been struggling the last few games. 49% at Penn, not bad, but then South Carolina, a great defensive team. Charleston Southern, not a great defensive team, only shot 38%, which is sky high compared to where they are now at 23%, and just 15 points so far, Steph.
Yeah, 15 points, and Duke is a team that in 8 games early had 20 points in the first quarter, so they've been able to score the basketball as Kayana Traylor gets an offensive foul, but have really struggled as of late.
They have missed 13 of their last 14 shots over the last 10 minutes plus for Carol Lawson. Her team, in its debut, were supposed to play Miami earlier this month, but Miami was in COVID protocol. That game was wiped out. Originally called a forfeit, but they have since changed the criteria because COVID has really started to take over. Balagoon found a little bit of room.
And Carol Lawson talked to us about that, and she said, you know, we're a team that needs a lot of reps. You know, we talked about them building chemistry with one another, them learning each other, her learning her team. They're a team that needs a lot of reps and just haven't been able to get them.
Down 3 players tonight. Balagoon with another block. Elizabeth Balagoon is one of only 3 Duke players who have scored tonight.
Well, it's so good on the defensive end, using her length, has great timing to be a shot blocker, 11th in the ACC in blocks.
It's the 3 ball, what a big difference. Amoore hits another one from out there, while Duke from beyond the arc is 0 for 8.
And I loved hearing Kenny Brooks talk about Georgia Amoore and really wanting her to be a third scorer, wanting this to be a 3-headed monster type of ball club. She has that ability, sometimes a little too unselfish, but can be a dynamic scoring point guard for this team.
And it's been the Shepherd and Kitley show the last couple of years for Virginia Tech. And getting that third scorer has been huge. Amoore found just a little bit of space. Balagoon was able to get a hand on it. The ball, last touch by Virginia Tech.
That was one of those situations where she may have passed up a layup to try to make that assist. It was a good look. Didn't get there, but also could have had a layup.
Balagoon attacking Kitley, and another travel call. Wow. That is the 9th turnover for Duke. About half of their season average.
And the timing was a little bit off on that play. Kitley got pushed off the block because of it. I mean, look, Liz Kitley has 15 points. The entire Duke team has 15 points, so you got to find a way to keep feeding her.
Kitley with 5 field goals, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. DeJesus carrying a lot of the load now. 8 points for her. Between her and Balagoon, they have 15 of their 17 points. But they are being doubled up right now by Virginia Tech. Kitley, there you go. Give it to her, hit it.
And there's just no defense for that. No defense for that fadeaway. She's long, she's lanky, she has it above her head.
That is a 30-second timeout.
Timeout on the floor. Tech up big. We welcome you to watch a quadruple header, including Louisville, Georgia Tech on Sunday on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Should be a good one. Holy smokes. UL playing very well in Georgia Tech with a couple of great wins so far, including beating UConn. So join us on Sunday afternoon for that. Duke has just scored. It's Balagoon again. They only have 6 points in this quarter.
If you're Duke, you have to keep finding ways to get Balagoon touches, because between her and DeJesus, they have been the offense. Find ways to get them involved, get them some easy looks.
Another three-pointer for Virginia Tech. Highlighted that in the open. Big smile for Taylor Guyman. We talked about her earlier, coming back from ACL injury. Hits the three.
You have to pick your poison. You go inside with Kitley, defend the three-point line, but when they have them both, I mean, it really does make it a matchup nightmare.
Williams able to get her first points. Jade Williams, who came off the bench this evening, averaging about 7 points per game. And the shot clock is off for Amor. Kitley setting the screen up high. Amor has to do something and do it quickly. Does not get the shot off. But Virginia Tech takes a healthy 39-21 lead into the locker room. Just 8 points for Duke in that second quarter. Kitley leading everybody with 17 points.
In ebbs and flows throughout the course of the season, and you just have to roll with it. You have to try to keep your team focused on getting better every single day, taking advantage when your opportunity is there and when your number is called.
Duke only played 4 games last year before they pulled the plug on their season during the height of COVID, and right away go to number 33. Kitley finishing with the offhand that time.
She didn't have to use a counter move in the first half. In the second half, going to the counter right away.
Yeah, Kitley a special player, and remember, she is only a junior on the Wade Trophy list, along with teammate Asia Shepard, to start the season for National Player of the Year. Duke finally gets its first three, and it's DeJesus.
Certainly a good start.
8 a game. Pardon me.
And a good start in the second half for Duke to be able to find something from long range.
And the second quarter did not go their way as Kitley misses. Duke had 22 missed shots in the first half and 0 second chance points. They're not taking advantage of that. Balagoon played well. Balagoon and DeJesus combining for 17 of their 21 first half points. And with
I would look for Duke
3, they've upped that, pardon me.
Yeah, and I would look for them to get Celeste Taylor going as well. She was saddled with 2 fouls early in this ball game, did not see the floor again. They're going to need production from her.
Balagoon gets it inside and has a chance for a three-point play. Yes, in addition to Dave Wilson being out, Taylor with 2 fouls only played 2 minutes in the first half.
When you called for offensive rebound opportunities, Duke finally able to get one.
Yeah, first second chance points, Akabati James in there, not Balagoon. Fouled by Asia Shepard, who has 3 fouls, and a chunky lead at 15 points without Asia Shepard doing a whole lot. In foul trouble herself, Asia with just 3 points, all of them from the line. Usually if she's not producing, this Tech offense would struggle, but so far not the case tonight.
I think to Kim Brooks' point about having a third go-to player in Georgia Amor, it takes some pressure off of Kitley and Shepard to always consistently be those scoring threats.
Combining for over 40% of their points this season, Kitley and Shepard. Shepherd out there still playing with the 3 fouls. Kitley got a hand on that one, but another second chance opportunity. This time it was indeed Balagoon.
And this is what Duke has to do to chip away. I mean, you have to find ways to get easy scores, and getting offensive rebound putbacks, getting second chance points is one of those ways. Getting to the foul line, being aggressive to the rim is another.
It's a 7-0 run that is snapped by Traylor. Traylor and Amor with similar styles. Coach calls them Thing 1 and Thing 2, and says you're going to get them confused during the season, and I did that earlier in this game. I got Traylor confused for Amor. Kind of look alike. Both of them bring speed to this team. That's Amor, who has a slightly shorter ponytail. There she goes.
But only slightly.
Yes, only slightly. Not slightly, no. Yeah, too
Georgia
slight.
Amor plays with such good pace, but she's always under control, right? So she can push the ball, push tempo, but is always under control. So she tries to find her open teammates, has an eye on where they are. She has a really good knack of knowing when it's her time.
Kitley able to collect the miss. Amor was an ACC all-freshman performer last year, where she averaged 12 points per game, over 40% from distance. Kid from Australia who enrolled early and then could not go home to see her family for a couple of years. They're in the States now. Shepherd looking for her first field goal with the shot clock dying. Gets it over to King, who has it rim out. Kitley in great position for the rebound. Fouled on the way up.
Well, Georgia Amor does a good job of using the screen right here. The little pullback, step back creates just enough space to let it fly.
20 points in their last game against Florida State. She's the only Hokie other than Shepherd or Kitley to score 20 points in a game this season. She is 6 for 6 from the line, Steph White.
It works, Pam. It works. Whatever mental advantage you can give yourself.
Again, Kenny
Shoot
Brooks
it like a jumper.
Pulled her aside in practice. They've had 11 days between games, was only hitting 38% from the free throw line before that, and she has not missed tonight after going 8 for 10 against Florida State. 6-0 Tech run counters the 7-0 Duke run to get the lead back up. Another little step from the long two.
It doesn't take a lot. You see a lot of young players especially try to dribble themselves into a shot. Georgia Amor's efficient with the dribble. Doesn't over-dribble, doesn't over-penetrate, uses the 1 or 2 quick dribbles to create that space.
Really impressive, and remember, she's only a sophomore. Just her second year playing in this program, has had some experience in the very good Australian national team programs. Missed wide left, but a good chance on the second look. Third time the charm, nope. 3 opportunities for Duke on that trip. And a change of pace for Amor.
She's putting on a clinic right now. I mean, really, if you're wanting to watch film on a point guard and playing with pace and understanding how to not over-penetrate, understanding when to get your teammates involved, when to take your shots, she's giving you that film here tonight.
Absolutely, can shoot the 3, also take you off the bounce, which we just saw, has 5 assists. It's a 10-0 Tech run. Kitley out on the perimeter, has taken only 2 threes all year. Coach Brooks says she hits them in practice, would like to see her take more during games. Drawing the foul, Traylor. Duke has missed 7 straight shots. A 10-0 run has Tech up by 51-28.
Georgia Amoore has been terrific for the Hokies here tonight. Does such a good job of creating separation, getting herself that little bit of space she needs, staying on balance, knocking down jumpers, but she can get to the rim too. Just a little in and out hesitation, inside hand finish. It doesn't take a lot of dribbling, it just takes efficiency in those dribbles.
Terrific numbers for the Australian, including hitting 2 threes and leading the team with 5 assists so far, coming off a season-high 20 points against Florida State. Traylor heading to the free throw line for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is perfect at the line tonight. 16 of 16, including Kitley hitting all 7. Into the lane, Kitley there to bother the shot. Rebound cradled by Gregg. Traylor with the miss. Kitley couldn't come up with it.
I don't like that shot by Celeste Taylor. You know, she's somebody who has struggled over the last 3 games, shooting at just 36% from the floor. I like to find her get to the rim, get some easy looks, get yourself some confidence.
Yeah, she's 0 for 5 tonight. Saddled with foul trouble in the first half, has yet to score. Taylor, the transfer from Texas, and Coach Lawson said one of her strong suits that she saw early in the season was just how efficient she is. And really, as you mentioned, has been struggling. First 7 games, over 15 points per game. Last 3, just 7 per game. And shooting about 36% from the floor.
And they're asking her to do a lot. I mean, she's a player who's really asked to do everything. She scores the basketball, rebounds, defends, oftentimes the best player on the other team. You know, she's a player who does a lot of things and has been a piece when she was at Texas, right? And is now asked to expand that game and do a lot more. And she's a player who's capable of that, but finding her way, finding her rhythm, finding her comfort zone is important for Celeste Taylor, and she hasn't quite found that consistently yet.
Yeah, there's so many new players on this team for Duke, all the transfers coming in, a couple of freshmen. The most important of whom is not playing tonight, Dave Wilson, and 10 transfers coming in. But you said that's just a fact of life right now, right, with the transfer portal?
Yeah, it's going to be. And, you know, Kara Lawson's really trying to rebuild this program, and you're going to rebuild this program, you know, through recruiting and through signing young players or through the transfer portal. And if you want to do it quickly, you want the experience. Another shot by Georgia Amoore. But you want experienced players, you know, to come in, and that's what Kara Lawson has done. That's what's going to be the reality of recruiting nowadays. You're going to recruit your own players still. You're going to recruit the transfer portal, and you're going to recruit high school players. And that's just the reality of college basketball at this point.
It is a 15-0 Virginia Tech run. They're doubling up Duke. Virginia Tech has won 2 out of the last 3 in this series that up until then was dominated by the Blue Devils. At one point they won 23 straight games. There you go from the outside. Virginia Tech. Asia Shepard finally gets her first field goal and does it with style. Asia Shepard had not scored until this, right before the break.
You were calling for it, Pam. She heard you. She got her feet set, little step back. They must work on that step back at Virginia Tech, because they all have it.
Amoore certainly has it, so does King, and we just saw it with Shepard. Oh my, what a career she has had. As you see, she is 5th in the all-time list, moving up could be the all-time leading scorer. Already has hit the most threes in the history of this Virginia Tech program, and only Asia Durr has hit more threes in the history of ACC women's basketball. So that's some great company to be in for Shepherd, who I think is a WNBA player.
Yeah, I think there's always a spot for somebody who can light it up, somebody that can shoot, somebody who can stretch the floor.
5'9", she is listed at 5'9", and the player that thought about, nice save by Amor, who thought about going into the WNBA last year. Kenny Brooks said she had him sweating, waited until a couple of days before the deadline to let him know that she was coming back.
Yeah, the option to come back for the COVID year has really changed college basketball. You get a lot more experienced players who have decided to stay, who have decided to commit to the program for another year. It changes recruiting. It changes experience on the floor, given opportunities, and Asia Shepherd wants this team to accomplish something special and wanted another opportunity to do it.
And had the NCAA trip last year, but ended prematurely for them. And boy, Duke just continues to struggle. By far the largest deficit that Duke has faced all season. It was 16 when they lost their only game of the year to mighty South Carolina. Shepherd, do it again from the other side. That one was short. Balagoon did a lot of damage early, gets the three. Only the second one for Duke tonight, and they so heavily depend on that outside shot.
They do, and Balagoon over the last 5-6 games, now the 6th game, has really played well offensively. And once Duke can figure out how to get everybody in sync and everybody on the same page, Celeste Taylor has been explosive offensively. Lexi Gordon shot the ball well early in the season. Balagoon now, Cheyenne Day Wilson. If everybody can get on the same page, this team can be a dangerous offensive team.
Duke had missed 16 straight shots before Balagoon's three on the last trip down the floor. Now Tech can hold it for the last shot of the quarter. Shepherd, Kitley out there with Amor. They left her all alone. Doesn't make them pay. Kitley battling for the rebound and gets the held ball. Possession arrow keeps it with Tech. ACC Network has you covered after the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl between Pitt and Michigan State at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. The Huddle will be there to break it all down. Watch it on the ACC Network or the ESPN app. Oh, that's a perfectly executed out-of-bounds play, except for one thing. Couldn't miss the shot. Duke has scored only 18 points in the last 2 quarters, trailing big after 3. Welcome back to Blacksburg. Hokie fans have a lot to be happy about, as you see. A healthy 59-31 lead over Duke as we head to the 4th quarter. Pam Ward joined by Stephanie White, and coming up on Sunday, Steph White is going to be doing 40% of those games, darn it. We have Louisville, Georgia Tech at noon, and then you got Tech again, right, against Wake.
Tech again, that's right. I'm looking forward to that Louisville, Georgia Tech game. Louisville can be explosive offensively. Georgia Tech is locked down on the defensive end. Looking forward to that one.
Boy, where would Duke be without Elizabeth Balagoon tonight? She's got 16, almost half of their point total, as they are trailing Virginia Tech. Duke's ACC debut this evening not going well. And you knew they'd be in trouble without their leading scorer, Day Wilson, who is in COVID protocol, but the supporting cast, with the exception of Balagoon, really has been pretty quiet. King has to heave one up. They let him play on, and then DeJesus couldn't handle it. Kenny Brooks has to be pleased with the effort. This is back-to-back games, right? They played really well. Best game of the year against Florida State, 92 points, and then you come out and Another good, solid effort for this Virginia Tech team. Traylor with the drive.
Yeah, and I think the other thing for Kenny Brooks is just to see the balance of this team. You know, this team is so heavily relied on Liz Kitley and Asia Shepherd, but to see other players continuing to get involved. I mean, Kayana Traylor averaged 15 points a game a year ago at Purdue. She's a double-digit scorer. Georgia Amore finding herself offensively, finding more confidence on the offensive end. The more balance offensively this team can have, the deeper run they're gonna make.
Yeah, certainly a dangerous team. Amore back rims it. Kitley surrounded by 3 Duke players, got it in.
Liz Kitley just does such a good job of getting great position. You know, she's not going to just out-jump you oftentimes for offensive rebounds, but she does out-position you. She does her work early. She understands where the shot's coming from. She understands where she needs to be, where she puts her body to get those.
And coming back with 23 points. Balagoon, meanwhile, with a new season high in scoring tonight. She has 18 for Duke. Liz Kitley was a player that Kenny Brooks said when he first saw her that she would hit the deck a lot, would kind of get out-muscled. They got her into the weight room, worked on her leverage, and has really turned into an elite player. New Year's Day and afternoon college men's doubleheader for you here on the ACC Network. Florida State, NC State tip things off at 4. Then right after that, you've got the University of Virginia taking on Syracuse coming up Saturday on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Saturday is New Year's Day. Kitley, another board. She's got a double-double tonight. Already leading the ACC in that category with 5, has 6 after tonight's effort. And Kenny Brooks had talked about how she had not really played a whole lot of basketball, was on the same AAU team as her teammate Kayla King and Elisa Cunane, who is
Twin
just
Towers.
the ACC Player of the Year over at NC State. That must have been a heck of a team.
Yeah, no question. You know, you mentioned he talked about her hitting the deck a lot early, getting stronger is part of it. He also makes a concerted effort to move her around so that she's not having to body and the physicality night in and night out. So a credit to him for moving her around, and to her for continuing to advance her skill set so she can do that as Balagoon gets another one.
Boy, Elizabeth Balagoon, terrific night. New season high now with 20. Her career high, she had a 35-point game when she played for Georgia Tech. Again, this is her 3rd ACC school. Amore. Georgia Amore with her 4th 3 of the evening. It's all Hokies.
We have official timeout on the floor.
So Duke is trailing 66-39, and they needed big games from Celeste Taylor and Lexi Gordon, Steph, and they have come up empty, both of them.
Yeah, they really struggled from the floor. And, you know, again, we can't overemphasize no Cheyenne Day Wilson either on the floor. And these are your 3 double-digit scorers. And for Duke to find success, Celeste Taylor and Lexi Gordon have to find some confidence. You know, we've seen them from the South Carolina game until now, really struggling from the floor, struggling to find some comfort and confidence on the offensive end. And they're go-to players for this team, so they got to find a way to get it.
Now Elizabeth Balagoon with a new season high in scoring at 20 points, but they definitely, as you said, with Day Wilson out with protocol, COVID protocol, Taylor and Gordon have come up empty. Georgia Amore, nothing but scoring, back-to-back 20-point games for her, including 4 threes, had a career-high tying 5 in their last game against Florida State. Count it.
Yeah, I think that's a great look in transition for Celeste Taylor. And if Duke can find ways for her to attack the rim, whether it's in transition, whether it's getting the ball to her on a backside where she can rip and go, not having to necessarily create one-on-one to start the possession, but on the backside of the possession, slash into the rim.
Taylor's first points of the night. Carol Lawson told us that Taylor is a kid who is really hard on herself. Just gives you her heart on every possession, but you can almost tell from her, certainly her facial expressions, that she's, yeah, I mean, she knows that this has been a deep, dark struggle this evening. Traylor's had a nice little game too for Virginia Tech.
She has, and I think, you know, for Kayana Traylor to, again, another new player in a system that's trying to find her way, right? Find her role, find her niche in a system and a program that brings back a lot of players from a season ago, a successful season ago. What is she going to add to this team night in and night out? How can she find her way? And I think she's starting to. And this is I like this four-guard lineup for Virginia Tech, the way that they can space the floor. Traylor's really good at getting to the rim, so they have really good balance between shooters, post play with Kitley, and slasher with Traylor.
Yeah, a team that could be more dangerous as the season goes on. Traylor, very athletic player that Kenny Brooks said they were missing last year, and a very different system than what she was used to at Purdue, so she's still getting her footing.
It is, and
Kitley
Pam,
altered that shot.
I'm going to throw back to how old I am, but I used to coach Kayana Traylor's mother in AAU basketball. Danielle, her sister, yep, her aunt April played at Florida State. April Traylor played at Florida State, so she's got some good basketball lineage.
Oh, my. And you, of course, were a child prodigy coach, right? You were...
Yeah, I was way too young then.
Yes. 1999 National Player of the Year, Steph White won a national championship at Purdue. Head coach Carolyn Peck beat Duke in that final.
Yes, we did. Gail Gestingpours
out in San Jose. Sorry, Gail. This is a Duke team, boy, it doesn't get any easier for them. They go home, but back-to-back games against Notre Dame and Georgia Tech coming up. Notre Dame into the top 25. Niele Ivey coaching her alma mater. Kitley nifty again around the bucket, got fouled. And we talked about Sunday basketball, and we're going to tip things off for you as Louisville takes on Georgia Tech at noon Eastern Time right here on the ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. Haley Van Lith, Kiana Smith, Mahmoud Kubai. We got a little Lotman going on there. Mel Fortner's team D'ing it up this year.
Yeah, they sure are. I saw Georgia Tech at Purdue where they really struggled on both ends and then come back and beat UConn and find themselves. You know, Mel Fortner always talks about, you know, and you know with her teams, they're always going to be good defensive teams. They're going to lock in on the defensive end. But when they have Kubai who can facilitate the way she can, you know, from her position and find themselves offensively, you know, they're a dangerous team. You don't want to see them. But I'm looking forward to that matchup to see how they defend Louisville.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of weapons.
Louisville certainly a team that is hitting its stride, playing great basketball. Kitley 9 for 9 from the line tonight. The 9 free throws, a new career high after she went 8 for 10 against Florida State in their last game. As a team, Tech is 20 for 20 from the line. It's been that kind of night for Virginia Tech. Duke knowing they would need a great defensive effort. Can't keep them off the line, and Tech isn't missing. They want the continuation for Amol or don't get it. In the pros maybe, right?
In the pros, yeah. I think you would have got that. But Pam, we've chronicled, you know, Kitley's free throw shooting woes and talked about as a team, Virginia Tech only shooting at 62% on the season. But with Kitley getting more opportunities and knocking them down, of course, that percentage is going to go up. Asia Shepard's a very good free throw shooter. But this is a team that can get to the foul line a lot. So being able to convert and be efficient once you get there is important.
Yeah, Traylor is 6 for 6 from the line tonight, 78% on the season. Shepard gets the bucket. And again, Kitley shot just 38% from the line in their first 11 games. And since then, has hit 17 of 19. Liz Kitley, the force on the inside. Georgia Amore, her second straight 20-point game. They have combined for 45 points. The rest of the team just 28. Amore gets an extra chat in with the official.
You have to as a point guard. Got to make sure that you're communicating all the time with those officials.
Yes, and that foul wasn't even on her. She was getting across another point. Were there any officials who ever told you basically to shut up and go away, or were they usually amenable to conversations?
No, they're usually okay with conversation. You know, Pam, that's kind of the nature of the beast with that job, isn't it? Right?
Right. Should be.
Yeah. And it's kind of a coach's and players' job, right, to have those conversations.
Jeffrey Smith, Mark Resch, and Crystal Apolanis are officials tonight. Kitley was going to drive and then step back again. Good luck with that.
That high release.
It's already a high release because she's 6'6", and then she goes even higher.
That's
but yeah,
right.
Great touch, right?
Yeah, I mean, she really does. She has such good touch around the rim. She has such a good understanding of where she is around the rim. I mean, you see so many players that catch the ball down low and have no idea where they are, and she always knows.
That was Goodchild, who is Duke's Australian, getting her first basket, nailing the three. Nice hustle by Goodchild to keep it in for Duke. Trailed by 6 after 1 quarter, and Virginia Tech has run away with it. Balagoon continues on her best scoring night of the year. She has 22 of their 51 points. Tech takes a timeout with just over 2 minutes left to go in this game. And take a look at the upcoming schedule. You will be doing that game at Wake Forest on the ACC Network on Sunday. Then UVA, boy, that North Carolina game should be interesting. The Tar Heels are still unbeaten. They have yet to play a ranked team. The first ranked team they will play is NC State coming up. But a big test against North Carolina coming up on January 9th. But first they have to get through Wake and UVA. And when they play Virginia, that's the Commonwealth game. That's the in-state rivals. But Kenny Brooks has got to be pleased. Back-to-back really good efforts, especially offensively for his Hokies.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, he was talking to us about Florida State and really how he felt like that was their best outing on the offensive end of the floor, defensively from an energy standpoint. And certainly tonight they've been able to have great balance, been able to score it inside and out, playing well together.
How about Traylor's dish over to Greg for the bucket?
Yeah, and I think you're seeing what Kayana Traylor can do. I mean, she's a player who was a playmaker. The ball was in her hands a lot when she was at Purdue. You know, now again finding herself in a new system, the ball hasn't been in her hands as much, and now you're seeing what she can do when she feels comfortable and confident offensively.
The second point guard behind Amore. They do play together on occasion, but right now Amore is on the bench. Last bucket by Taylor for Duke. Traylor lost it that time. Shepard couldn't bail her out.
1 minute remaining.
Child with the miss. The follow induces a foul as we go under 1 minute to play in Blacksburg.
It's on number 24, Emily Lytle. Her third personal foul.
Emily Lytle has just picked up her third personal for Virginia Tech.
At the line, number 0,
Lee Volker, the freshman from Purcellville, Virginia, heads to the line. Meanwhile, how about this upset alert? South Carolina unbeaten, and they are all knotted up with Missouri in the fourth quarter of that game over in the SEC.
Well, South Carolina had a game postponed, I believe, with Ole Miss. coming back from that. And of course, Missouri, Robin Pinchton always has, her teams ready to play. Scout heavy execution. Under a minute to play. Missouri's up 1 right now.
Ooh. Yeah, Pinchton has done a really good job at Missouri over the years. Virginia Tech with an impressive victory tonight. Duke loses for only the 2nd time this season. Their only loss previously had been to South Carolina. And Virginia Tech going to go to 2-0 in the ACC. They set a new season best with 20 made free throws, 20 for 20 from the line. Kitley continues to be a machine, going 9 for 9, so 27 points, 13 rebounds for Kitley, 5th double-double of the season for her, and they win even though Asia Shepherd had what for her is a very pedestrian 9 points. Georgia Amoore, pretty impressive for the Aussie.
Yeah, she really was. I was impressed with not just her ability to score the basketball, but her ability to run the team, her pace, her energy, her effort. Virginia Tech putting together back-to-back games offensively that have been very, very efficient and lots of balance.